There's no such thing as a bad idea. If you don't have an idea, I can provide the idea. If ever you feel like your idea is too simple, you can expand the idea. Like I'm that guy. I'm the person that will always give you an option. It's Edward from Diff Minds, and you're tapping into LOWKEY MTL.
Prochaine station.
LOWKEY MTL.
Basically, we both combined. I was gonna look at Dream, but me and Dream, or Kareem,
Yeah.
we were just trying stuff out, and I was like, okay, different minds and like DM de Montréal. So like all that kind of stemmed off like from both of us just coming back and forth with the idea, and like the whole brain idea, because mine. So I was like, we have to find like a big brain, just a big pink brain, and that's why the whole pink is my favorite color. Pink is really a good color for Dream as well. I keep saying Dream. I'm gonna have to start saying Cream because
Is that what you guys call him?
that's what you call him.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
call him Dream.
Yeah.
So pretty much the whole pink is just our color. And there's not a lot of pink stuff in Montreal too.
Yeah.
So it's something that can stand out really big. Like if you had like a pink sticker, we'd stick it on a car or stick it on a building. You'd be like, well, what's this pink thing? And
It's true,
it pops
yeah.
off.
The branding, I find the branding of Diff Minds like cool like that because you guys have that pink tint on everything.
Yeah.
And it's cool, yeah.
It was sets us apart a lot.
So for content on Instagram and stuff, are you like, do you have something to do with that as well?
So basically Dream as well, he helps a lot with the content idea, but I'm mostly like, for example, the green light for like the artistic part of it.
Okay.
So for example, let's say like there's minute details in like a cut or in an edit, or like the filter's not quite right or whatever. Dream would always post it, send it, and I'd be like, oh, this is good. Or I'd do this, or I'll change this.
So you like keep the brand vision like on
Exactly.
kind of thing. Do you do like what do you do? Graphic design, videography? Like what's the stuff you
I'm
do?
a dancer.
Okay.
I'm a dancer, and I, as of recently, I guess a songwriter too as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dope.
So, yeah, I'm just all around artists with like mostly like with my body and with like, I would love to paint and to draw, but I have like an eye for it, but I'm not capable of it.
Okay, so you're mainly like the eye for the art and stuff like that. Okay. Do you guys? Well, I saw recently you guys have like a dance video on Diff Minds. Like, are you guys incorporating like dance into it and stuff, or like?
Well, Montreal has a big dance hub. It's kind of like low at the moment, but it's growing and growing as we speak.
Well, we had like 8 count and stuff that went to like
Exactly.
What's
like
that
8 count,
competition?
Like they have like Hit the
America's
Floor.
best dance crew. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know they went.
Yeah, they were in finals, and then they ended up being second place because they're a Canadian team and they're not from the States. But they could have won if they're like American. Apparently, there's like a whole thing that happened. Yeah,
Whoa.
you didn't. Yeah,
No, I wasn't aware of that.
yeah.
That's
It was like
crazy.
I think the year after like the Jabberwockies.
Oh dang. No, I wasn't aware of that. That's sad.
Yeah, no.
That is.
But
quite
still,
sad.
like it still gave 8 count like a lot of rep from that, like because
It does.
we were like
'Cause you're second.
you're basically the top dance team in the world. Yeah.
But no, yeah, like just basically dancing is what I do most of the time. And
How's that like during COVID? Like, were you at a dance studio?
no, I was just like mostly just dancing like at Place des Arts. Like we had this group chat on like Instagram, and pretty much just dancers in Montreal just meet up at one spot at Place des Arts like quite often, and we just dance. Even during COVID, but we try to keep like the social distancing and whatnot. But
How did that start? Like, how did you start dancing? Just like, did you go to dance classes?
No.
You just
I just started dancing. Actually, my artistic path was quite funny because I went from drawing to music to dance. So I never.
This is all on your own?
This is all on my own.
Okay.
Like all my dancing is self-taught. And then after that, like in high school, we had like option dance. There was music, art, dance.
Yeah,
I picked dance, and I really excelled in that as well. And then that's where like my gift and my gift of dance really shined, you could say, during my high school life. Because like even like when I was in Sec 1, I was dancing with the Sec 5s. And like
Like in class?
yeah,
Okay.
like during their classes.
What kind of dance are you doing in class?
In high school?
Yeah.
It was like contemporary ballet, urbain, so urban.
Okay. What's urban considered?
It's kind of like contemporary. It's not quite hip hop. It's not quite ballet, but it's like the kind of like the mixture of both.
Okay. What dance do you primarily do?
I do hip hop.
Okay.
I'm a hip hop dancer. So, but in high school, you had like little like times to shine on your own. You know what I mean? Like you get to create like an 8 count, or you get to create a whole dance. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's where
yeah.
I would be more free to do what I want, and then it would just take off from there. And then I knew like I was pretty good at it when my friends wanted to start dancing too. Like it went from like I didn't really want to dance because I was uncomfortable to like, oh, teach me how to do this, or teach me how to do that, or I want to do this, I want to do that. So like I like at school, like in my time, there was like a lot of girls more than guys in dance, and I feel like when I started, it like kind of like flipped. There was like more guys going into dance more and more, because dance became more of a like not just like a feminine thing, or like not even like a feminine masculine thing, but it just became more like an art thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not just girls going to dance.
Do you think it has something to do with like Step Up and like those movies coming out?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But my influence from dance came from Michael Jackson. Like once I saw Michael Jackson hit the moonwalk, I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. And then I learned that. I'm like, okay, I want to do like the little slide that he does to the side. I'm like, okay, I want to do that. And then I saw Step Up 1, and I was like, okay, like Step Up 1.
Wait, how did you learn the moonwalk? YouTube?
No, I just kept watching Michael Jackson.
You just kept watching and tried to recreate it?
I just kept trying.
Oh,
I just
shit.
kept trying and kept
Okay.
trying and kept trying until I got it. Like, until I got it with socks.
I've been
in
there
my
too.
kitchen.
Like I fucking tried that shit and I just couldn't do it.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
And like I remember I was pushing myself ever so often. Like I was like in my kitchen doing it because like the kitchen, like the floor is perfect for
the
it.
tiles, yeah.
So like I was just trying, and then after that I'm like, okay, you know what, let me try with shoes, and then it got harder. And I'm like, okay, let me try my carpet first with my socks. And then I went to the shoes, and then I went on the concrete outside, and then
Like broke it down, yeah.
And then after that, started learning new moves, and then I watched Step Up, the first movie, like the first Step Up movie, and it was like, it was cool. I didn't really think too much of it because it's more contemporary ballet, but Channing Tatum's like a hip hop dancer.
Yeah, I
So,
really liked that movie actually. Like that,
It's pretty good. But it's the second one, then I was like full blown into dance.
I don't remember. What was the second one again?
It was like more like in the streets.
Oh yeah, okay,
So, like,
so that's
there's
the
a
one I'm
girl-
talking about. Where they like slow mo her spinning around and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
So that one, I was like gone. Like I was dead into dance. Like that was the way. And then after that, my horizon for like music expanded even more because I realized how important music is with dancing. Because like at some point you can dance really well, but if you have no melody or no flow to the music, you're just doing moves. You're just moving your body. It kind of has to like go hand in hand. So my ear for music started to expand, as in like I hear like minute or small instruments in like songs. I'm like, oh, yo, you can do this move on this specific beat on this specific time, and then you hear like different instruments that normally people wouldn't hear, or like how producers make their songs. I'm more passionate into like the production more than the lyrics, because like you can say pretty much anything on a beat, but the beat can bring you to your lyrics. You know what I mean? Like if the beat is somber and dark, you're not gonna be uplifty in the. Are
the lyrics? Do the lyrics have a big part in the dance itself, or is it mainly like the beat and the production?
Ooh, it depends who you ask. Cause like for me, I would say more like the beat, because you can dance on songs with absolutely like no lyrics.
Yeah, trust. Like that's like every like EDM festival you go to, that's basically what it is.
Exactly, but that's EDM's like shuffling and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Which is fucking hard too. Can you shuffle?
I can shuffle like to an extent.
Yeah, I tried that shit and I was out of breath. And I was like, oh, bro.
It's tiring.
Yeah, it doesn't look tiring, but it's fucking tiring.
When you're good at it, it's quite easy. But like, it looks easy, but sometimes, dancing's not easy, bro. Like, wow.
But do you think it's more the beat?
I say it's more the beat, because like, I feel like when you have lyrics, as a dancer, sometimes it's hard to like not dance with the lyrics. Like if someone says like open a book, you like trying to dance, you do open the book. You know what I mean? Or like I look to the left or to the right. You know, I did right, left. Yeah. But like you tend to do what the song says.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you're depicting the lyrics with the dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of like shows like that's why like for example like ballet, there's no lyrics in a ballet composition. It's just music. It's like classical music or whatever music you would want to put, but there's no lyrics. Like the dance itself should depict the image or the words for you.
Right, yeah.
And some dances have absolutely no meaning. It's for you to find the meaning within yourself.
Yeah, I actually like one of my philosophy classes. I had to go see a dance thing at Place des Arts, and like just like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and like writing a paper about it was like such a mindfuck, bro. Like
exactly,
because anything could have been possible, but also the professor I had was like super like anal about shit. But like it's interesting. Have you watched any like shows and stuff like that? I mean?
I watched a few, especially in dance in high school.
Yeah.
That was like mainly our
Part of
class.
it, yeah.
So it's more like playing the tape, watching it,
Mm-hmm.
reviewing it. Also, like when you're taking part of it, it's like when you're dancing, you have to know what your role is as that dancer in whatever sequence you're in. So it's kind of like.
Have you ever done like when you're dancing at like just like with your boys and your friends, you know, like are you choreographing shit together and like planning things out?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. We always choreograph something, or sometimes we just dance to dance.
And are you guys like filming this shit? Like,
yeah, we always film it.
Okay.
Always film it. Always. Like if you go on my Instagram, I have like a few clips here and there. But like if you go on certain other pages, you're gonna see my head pop up there. My head.
Are you on TikTok?
No.
Bro, you have to be on TikTok.
Listen,
you're dancing.
That's the thing. I don't like the TikTok dances. Because
no, that's why you could start putting your own shit in there. You don't have to follow with TikTok.
It's true, yes, 100%. But it's so much harder.
Or is it?
It's so much harder. The reason why I say so much harder is because people like simplicity.
Oh, to like copy it.
To copy. If you're a dancer, you're like, and like you see how hard. Like sometimes just popping is like the popping style, super complex, and like. You have no idea how much training this person had to do to reach to where their level is at. And then when you see like a TikTok dancer that just does this the whole entire time, it's easy to replicate. So you're just like, oh, I can try that, or I can do that.
Okay, but like, what if you were to take that and like make it look like more complex? You know, like you could take that same dance and like make it look more complex and like more interesting to watch in a sense. You know,
and that is where Kita the Great.
Okay.
It's probably one of my favorite dancers right now. Is this kid? He is stupid good, but he takes the TikTok dances.
Oh, he's already doing that shit?
Literally what you're saying.
Okay.
He's making it a little bit more complex and a little bit more difficult, but people can still kind of...
People are going to watch it because they're going to be like, oh, it's mad smooth and shit, you know?
Exactly. Like, yeah. So, like, those are like one of the ideas I've always wanted to try to do, but like I could never get it to replicate it to his, so I was trying to find my own as well.
Yeah.
But we're trying. But TikTok is hard. Like TikTok is hard to pop off as an original dancer. But if you're copying,
if you're trying to start a trend, but like if you're starting like a brand or like a page that's like like dancing and stuff, like people will follow, like people that are into dance are gonna follow it, you know.
Regardless,
because you get ideas from that. Like if I want to choreograph something, I'll get ideas from you and like a bunch of people. So like that would be pretty sick. And I feel like TikTok is like the best platform for that because you're not really getting like content in TikTok. You're just watching shit. And like it's either like skits, a dance move, or like some guy talking about stocks, you know?
Yeah, or like reactions to stuff.
Or reactions to stuff, yeah. Like, but like it's true. Like I say that a lot, but like I have to be on fucking TikTok too. Like I'm so low on TikTok.
Yeah.
But getting back to like Diff Minds and stuff. So like, what part do you play like on the day to day?
So any day that we have like a shoot day when we're filming something, I'm mostly like the director, you would say.
Okay. On skits and stuff too?
Skits, for people's documentaries. I'm mostly like the director. Dream is more like the cameraman and co-director. So, like Kyle was saying before, we bounce our ideas off of each other all the time. Like, there's no bad idea ever to exist. But like, if somebody needs an idea, there's no way I won't. Like, I just don't miss. I always have an idea. There is no way I do not have an idea. You need an idea in any type of thing ever. I got
Are you constantly like coming up with ideas just on the day?
All the time.
So you're already training your mind like that. You're seeing ideas from everything.
Like it's since I was small. Like this is not like it's not like necessarily training, I would say. It's more like just a habit.
Okay.
Like I'd see something, I'd see like a stick on the ground, and I see 1,000 things with this one stick. You know what I mean? So that's when I was a kid, but like even growing up now, like you tell me like I need an idea with blue, right? I will find you, I'll try to take every reference of blue that I know and try to put it together. For example, our boy, very good friend, now a very good partner of ours and friend, Seven, he's an artist from Montreal. He had a song coming out called Burning Feathers, right? And the first idea I had was the story of Icarus, and they've never heard of it.
So like, what do you mean by Icarus?
Icarus is the story of Icarus. There's this Greek.
I saw a documentary called Icarus, but it was about like some guy like cheating in the Olympics.
No. It's a story about this guy who has wings, right? He was bestowed wings by a god, and the only rule that he had was not to fly too close to the sun.
Oh, so it gets burnt.
So his wings end up burning and he loses them.
Oh, sick. That's a sick idea.
So he had like an idea for an album cover, but I had no idea what the album cover was or any of this. But we were just going back and forth at a meeting, and I was like, "Oh, do you guys know the story of Icarus?" They had no idea what it was, and his manager searched it up, and he fell in love with the idea. So that's what I mean. Like, I always have an idea, and this came off of the song titled "Burning Feather." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So he was just gonna be like, I was gonna take a picture of him with a burning feather in his hand.
Yeah,
Like, literally burning feather.
Or like a burning feather, yeah. Because that's what I came up with right now. Is like you just light a feather on fire.
Exactly, but for me, it's just like a deeper.
Yeah. That has like a whole story behind it.
Exactly.
And like a whole like
So like, and I have like I'm very curious. So like I Google everything, I search everything, I always go to the source of everything. So I have like a vast knowledge about everything, but useless. It's like useless knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like how you know like song lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like you know the song lyric, but for what reason?
Yeah.
Kinda
No,
like
I get what
that.
you mean. Like you know a bunch, like you know about a lot of stuff, but like you can't get deeper than like a certain level on those things.
Yeah. Like,
but if you wanted to, you know where to look. Yeah.
exactly. So like, I'm just quick like
Do you
that.
listen to podcasts?
Yeah, I do listen to podcasts.
What's like your like
I like
most
Joe
listened to?
Rogan.
Right.
I like Joe Rogan. I like Andrew Schultz.
Flagrant too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit's good too.
Akash and
Yeah.
Alex. Those guys are funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I don't listen to like conspiracy theories artists. I mean,
No, Alex
podcasts.
Jones and shit?
No,
But do you watch when Alex Jones goes on like these podcasts?
barely.
It's hard to watch because like, but it's more for like it's funny. Like
I guess because I don't know. I wouldn't know.
you haven't watched them. Okay, yeah. It's just like there's so many views on these videos because like Alex Jones just became like the person that's like crazy and like does anything. You know who Alex Jones is? He's like the big like
Hunky white guy
yeah.
with like a beard. Well,
Yeah, now he has like a short
I
fuzz.
think I have an idea.
He went
of
on
who he
Flagrant
is.
too, and he was like waving around like a machete.
Oh,
and shit.
him?
Yeah, that dude.
Oh,
Yeah, so he has his own show called Infowars.
Okay.
And it's basically just like it's only conspiracies. But
Oh,
the
nice.
crazy thing is,
Uh-huh.
most of the things he's been like talking about that everybody's like, "Yo, this guy's crazy," have been real things. And then now people are like looking into it, like, what the fuck, does he actually know what he's talking about? But it's hard to gauge because he's so crazy.
But see, that's where it separates him from everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, is he crazy or is he just is he intact with something that?
Well,
he's
like
not
back in the
intact
days
with?
when he started, like
Yeah.
he wasn't known as a crazy guy, but like the older he gets, like, he's becoming like framed as like the crazy conspiracy guy, you know. But it's still like entertaining, so
I mean, it works.
still gonna watch it. How do you incorporate like the dance side? Because you're primarily dance. So how do you incorporate that into Diff Minds, and do you have any visions of like Diff Minds using like dance in their events or
It's
something?
not more like dancing actually, but it's the freeness of dance that I use for Diff Minds.
Okay.
So the expression of art in itself, like art is
Okay, so I now I get what you mean by like the creative. Like,
yeah,
it's just mainly your mindset.
my mindset.
Okay.
My mindset is just really on the creative aspect. There's no such thing as a bad idea. If you don't have an idea, I can provide the idea. If ever you feel like your idea is too simple, you can expand the idea. Like, I'm that guy. I'm the person that will always give you an option. There's not an option. If there's, like, I always say this: if there's a will, there's a way, and I shall find it. You know what I mean? Not if there's a will, there is a way. You have to find the way to get to where you need to be. You know what I mean?
And
So
you enjoyed the process.
I
of
enjoy the
finding it,
process. It's like I said, I breathe it. Like, it just happens. Like, I don't search for it necessarily, but like I use it like for every day of my life. Like the way I dress or the way I wake up and I eat like food or whatever. Like, it just tends to happen. I think of like logical scenarios as well, and I try to like mesh them together so everything just flows well. Or
If you had a space like the Pink Building, right, and then say the bottom floor is like a gallery or boutique for like merch and like showcasing whatever local Montreal, like how would you design that space? Like, how does it look like in your head?
Well, in my head, first of all, I would like the building in a cylindrical form, like the Marriott, kind of.
Okay.
You know how like the Marriott's like kind of like roundish. Like, I would like to have a cylindrical form, mat, and like the building to be like obviously pink, but like around it, I would have like at least, if I can do anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, anything.
I would have I would have like the floors rotate, so you never miss.
Like every floor or just like
Just one floor, just the base floor.
Yeah.
Just I know that's be impossible because
no,
like,
there's buildings in like Cali where there's like a huge ass like building on the hills that like just rotates.
Oh, it's like,
It follows the sun.
I would love that to happen. So like as it rotates, you don't miss anything ever. So like, if, for example, like let's say you see a store like over there and you're like, oh, I don't know what's in this one, and like by chance you just walk out. There's no way you will just walk out and not see the other stores. There's always an option to see something. There's something that's gonna catch your eye at some point.
So you're saying looking out into the city?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's like just looking out. So that's like glass, and then the rest of the building is pink.
Yeah, and by the time like maybe there would be like AR, so that like it just pops up like this store is here, this store is
Exactly.
there. That would be pretty dope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking also like I always wanted like have like levels of like studio level. So like just sound. Everybody who's like a sound engineer, if you're a producer or whatnot, you go to this part of the building for you. This is your space. You can do whatever your craft is in this part of the building. Dancers have studios, multiple studios. So like, you know, slot A, slot B, slot C. So if you have a crew and you need to practice something, because that's like one of the hardest things about Montreal as well. It's hard to find a good spot to just dance and have mirrors and whatnot. It's kind of hard.
Like you can't even find spaces with like mirrors for like just like dance.
You can, but it's some of it is like really old and not like up to date, you could say, and some of it is just like whatever. And
it's like usually owned by somebody, so you have to like go and rent it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just mostly thinking like it's already owned by us, but just come. You know what I mean? Just come. Just say like you call in advance and like
book a spot. Yeah.
The spot for this time to this time. And you're like, okay, here, and just to have like a bunch of people come through. Same thing for like painters, artists, for galleries, because we have a good gallery that's in Old Port. Just bring out the stuff. Make sure you have like, you know, a passion for something. Just make sure you have a passion for anything, and it should be there. And also,
you're gonna
like,
provide the space to like
provide the space too. Like, you know, there's so much just to talk about having the inspiration.
Yeah.
You just got to give people the tools as well. Like, as we're trying to find people, we're trying to give back to people at the same time. You know. And
it's not even like you wouldn't even have it set up as like a free for all, because then that's when it like people start taking advantage of the space and shit. You'll have like some kind of like, I don't know, like contract situation where like you're like, okay, you like, and then you just like a give and a take. There's like the value in between, right?
Exactly. I was thinking more
would you guys ever collaborate with like breast cancer stuff?
I would want to.
Okay.
I would love to.
You also don't want your brand to like mainly be that, you know what I mean?
No, that's why we have like, that's why we're trying a bunch of other stuff as well. Like we're trying like different colors, but like, you know, like how sports teams, they have like an away shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing, but not just like flip the pink and white, but like more like
maybe like black and pink. Or
exactly, or like a black and gold.
Right.
It's still diff minds, or
yeah.
like a black and whatever. You know what I mean? So that's just progressively with time, but like it's just that pink is like that staple. You know what I mean? Like how you see like that Nike check. I want that pink to be like that Nike check.
Right.
Like when you go to Montreal, like you think of pink. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard because Montreal is like the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Like for like most like Canadians, Expo.
Yeah.
So, but I
and like if you look at like, if say we were to look at like companies in the States that have done that, like Barstool for example, they use like mainly like the American. A lot of that is like very like America, like the fucking stars and the red and the blue.
Remember how like Kyle was talking about like outsourcing, like how people from Montreal used to like tend to go out.
Yeah, you would leave the city.
I want the opposite effect. I want people from like the States to come here. Like you like for like artists, like rappers and whatnot. They're always like, if I hit the States, I pop. Or like, sports, like football players or basketball players. If I hit the States, I'm a pop. I would want the reverse to happen. I want somebody from the States to be like, yo, if I hit Montreal, I'm gonna pop. That's what I would like to see as well for different.
Yeah, and like it's not that we're gonna like take Toronto space or anything. No. It's like Montreal could create its own hub of like its own style of shit that like certain rappers in Toronto, for example, want to come to Montreal because we are better at that sound, for example. And like one of the major issues that a lot of people have been talking to me about is like the lack of like audio engineers here, and like people can't get their music like mastered and stuff properly as often, so they would always send it out to like Toronto or like go elsewhere, you know?
Exactly.
And
but I'm pretty sure there's so many. It's just so like
exactly. I'm sure there are a lot of really good producers here that are just like not known.
Exactly.
Like, you just got to bring that to light.
Exactly.
Because like, how are we so out? Like, I know so many people that are making music. Like, how are we out of like producers? Yeah.
Like how is so like the producer to artist ratio seems so weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
But we definitely have some here. It's just people just don't know about them.
I refer myself as a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So I know a little bit of camera work. I know a little bit of like how like songs are made and how like to write, how to produce, how to. There's literally something like I know everything, but I'm not a master at anything. So I feel that's what expands my horizon in the creative aspect. So like, if for example, if Dream sees a vision better than I do in a camera, I can still help him with the camera. Like, yo, did you see that? He's like, yo, I saw that. Like,
Right.
Yo, can you see it like this? And he's like, oh, I didn't see it like that. I'm like, okay. And then it like literally the ideas bounce off of each other like that.
And the content becomes more relatable when you could expand it like that, you know?
Exactly.
So
and
you could tap into more people.
Exactly. And with music, same thing. I feel like I have a really I'm a harsh reviewer. I can honestly admit that.
But with like a harsh reviewer with an open mind still?
Harsh reviewer with an open mind, but a harsh reviewer to like tell you the truth. I'm not a green lighter. I'm not a gaslighter.
You're not a yes man.
No, I don't. So I feel like people really, when I meet people the first time, that's the first thing I'm like, I'm a harsh reviewer. So I don't know how you're gonna take it, but this is X, Y, and Z to me. So I always let them. I'm not gonna go to you and like, yo, buddy, your shit's trash. You know what I mean?
You're gonna be like, this is trash because.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna be like, or this is bad, or I would have done this because. I always give a because. It's not like stop, unless you're completely utter doo-doo. Like if you're not good and you need like sometimes you need that in life. That's what I don't understand. Sometimes as a creative person, you need that one person to tell you what you're doing is not okay. Why? Because then you get stuck in a loop. And people are greenlighting you or gaslighting you, and you're like, "Why is my shit?"
Why isn't it popping up?
Why isn't? If everybody around me is telling me it's good, why is it not popping? It's probably because people don't want to tell you that it's not good. I'm not that person. If I feel like your thing is great, you are definitely going to know. If I feel like your thing is like, I'm gonna tell you it's, you know what I mean? So
it's really key to have that in your social circle for sure. Like. Because you could easily get into that delusion of like, oh.
Exactly. And I feel like with us, it's really good that I'm like that because I don't settle. So I'm even harsher on our stuff than other people's stuff. So with our craft, like if Dream sends me something and I don't like it at all, I'm gonna tell him, bro, no, scrap this. Like this is not good, bro. But I'm gonna tell him why. And he can probably say like, no, but I think this is good. And then this is where the tiebreaker comes into, like the yes, no.
Oh, okay. Then you vote on it?
Exactly.
Okay.
So even though I might not see the final product of whatever we're talking about, and they do, maybe other people will. I'm not saying I'm like end all be all.
Right. Yeah.
Best reviewer on the planet.
Yeah.
But.
Like you have a tight vision for like diff minds, which is good because like you could like really like organize. Because like I have that problem too, like with this LOWKEY MTL. Like I always, because I'm still like in the process of like figuring out what this is, and like I tend to veer off. So like you would see on my edits on each episode, like they all change. And then you know what I've been telling myself? I'm just like, yo, I'm an artist, and like each piece is like an independent thing, and each piece is like its own work, which is like what I'm just fucking yes-manning myself on right now. But like eventually I'll have
yes manning, because at some point you are going to realize on your own that
like what works, what doesn't,
what works and what doesn't work. People are always afraid to do things and not realizing just doing it is half the battle.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Like people like around you, like, yo, how do you start a YouTube channel? You just start it.
Bro,
like,
especially with this, you know, I was like afraid to start this for the longest time. And then COVID happened and I like built the set. I just forced myself. I built the set. And even after I built my set, like just that first episode, just to do it, it took forever. And then as soon as I did it, it just automatically became a weekly thing. And now it's like a piece of cake. I just turn on the camera, unless the camera fucking starts doing shit to me. But like,
is it
it's good. It's good. Okay.
Like, this is not going to work.
Yeah. Imagine. No, that's not happening.
But no, yeah. It is literally just start for anybody, anything. So I'm glad like you know that feeling as well, you know what I mean? So
and just like doing it over and over, even if you like, I have weeks where I'm like, fuck, like I don't feel like doing it, like who the fuck is gonna watch this? Like I have those battles all the time, and then I just still keep putting it out because I just know like as long as I just keep putting it out, I'm gonna figure out like what this is gonna be, you know?
Exactly. And at some point, you're just gonna see your style change. Like,
Yeah.
our style changed so much. Like, I don't know if you go down our catalog, you're gonna see how drastic our style changed. Our editing game boosted, because like Dream, his knowledge in his videography and like his editing skills just keep skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Like, he keeps impressing me every time.
Exactly, but it's also because you're consistently working at that. So you're like consistently learning, like you're like locking yourself into, like, for example, like making a video and editing it every week. So every week I'm editing. So like every week I'm practicing. So like, which with each week I'm discovering like new editing techniques, and like my craft is just getting better. It's just like the consistency.
It can do nothing but get better. You know
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? You just gotta keep
so
trying.
10,000 hours of just doing that one thing over and over again.
You just gotta keep trying. You just gotta keep going. And having a team behind you as well, especially if it's your friends. They say don't mix it, but honestly, I feel like that's
it depends. It depends.
I feel like it's a made up statement. The reason why I say that is because your friends, like, you know how people like you just don't mix the two.
Yeah, but you gotta define like what friends are to you. You know
exactly. So, for example, like Kyle and Dream, they're more than friends at this point. But we always find a way to differentiate friend time, work time. We never mix the business and the friendship together.
Right.
We cannot. And we came to the conclusion we cannot mix both. If we're talking about this, it stays into this realm.
Yeah, and just the fact that you guys could talk about anything and there's no such thing as bad ideas, like just having that between friends and like you being real with them, that's like half the battle. Like that's the same thing. That's how I depict what a true friend is. Like you could bounce ideas off them, and they're gonna give you like an honest opinion. You know.
And honesty is like the best thing that you can ever give.
Yeah,
to anybody.
but it's also hard to find that. Like it's hard to find your like your crew and your like squad or whatever, and like to get that. And once you have that, that's what makes you like super powerful, because like you're bouncing ideas off people and you're not on your own like thinking of shit.
Because like there's always this saying that your enemy is never a stranger. You know what I mean? Your enemy is never ever a stranger. It's someone in your circle that you know. So if that's how life is, why not just take the risk? You know what I mean? If you know your enemy's in your circle, because it's never a stranger, then your whole life, if you're gonna work with people, you have a wife, you never know if she's gonna cheat on you or divorce you or whatever. You never know.
Yeah.
If your friends if you don't take that leap, if you don't take that first step with friends, family, whatever it is, family, business, whatever it is, you're gonna stay stagnant.
Yeah, that's like a lot to do with how fear controls you.
Exactly.
Like it's like if you just go past that, and it's so simple. Like once you come on the other side, when you sit on the other side of it, it's like such a simple thing. But like, there's so many things that come your way saying like why not to do something. But like the only way you actually know is by doing that thing, right?
It. And then some people have great experiences, some people have bad experiences. Some people like you don't mix family and business. Some people would say you can mix family and business.
And it's all depending on their experience, like what happened to them. Yeah.
So I feel like I was saying, this is a personal opinion. I feel like that's just a made up thing to just stop, just to like regroup people and to not make the idea expand more. So if ever you want to like work with somebody that is kind of close to you, you shouldn't be like, I'm saying this to anybody as well, but you know what I mean? So that helps.
Like if there's ever somebody that wants to work with you, you shouldn't what?
You shouldn't be afraid. Like if it's
you shouldn't be like, oh, this guy's gonna fuck me over.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be like afraid yourself to like try. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. Because if it's your friend fucking you over, it doesn't mean that a corporate business won't fuck you over, or the person that you signed to won't fuck you over, or it does. At some point, I'm not saying every time someone's gonna fuck you over. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if someone were to fuck you over, it can be literally thousands of people, not just your circle, not just your family.
Like you also rather somebody in your circle fuck you over than a corporation when you're at that level.
Because they'll have zero respect for you.
Yeah.
At this point, like you say like your friend would have zero respect for you if he fucked you over, but you can kind of like, is it jealousy that really made you push you to this edge, or is it this, or is it that?
But either way, that experience is gonna give you a lesson on like when you do face like a corporation, for example, like, and you're getting the same vibes that this guy's gonna fuck me over, but you're able to gauge that because of the situation that happened to you in the past. So like, it's always a win-win. It's just the way you look at it, right?
Yeah, it really is.
What is Diff Minds to you?
So Diff Minds to me is the hub of the next multimedia company ever. So basically, when you come to Montreal, you're gonna see you're gonna see Seven, you're gonna see Union Sick, you're gonna see all these people. And if you're outsourcing from here, like if you're coming from like the States and whatnot, and you come here, you're gonna be like, the first spot, like Montreal's not, but the first spot we need to get to is the Diff Minds building, that DM building. We gotta go there. If I need an artist, an actor, whatever.
That would be like the network for like all of Montreal.
All of Montreal.
Okay,
Diff Minds would be like literally like the brain of Montreal.
Oh, sick. Okay.
You see what I mean? That's like the place. I'm not saying we're like the heart of the Montreal is heart of this and heart of that, the body of this, but we're the brain. We're gonna be the brain. We're all neurons in the brain. We all connect to something.
We're all neurons in the brain. I like that. That's a sick note to end on, bro. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate all Diff Minds collaborating with me.
You're welcome.
Good shit. And hope to do some crazy stuff with you guys.
Yo. This is part to
the
be.
pink building coming soon.
The pink building, bro. No, everyone was hyping us up to fight.
No, because you said we're gonna fight. I'm like, alright.
Because I was trying to scare you. Because okay, what happened was I didn't like this guy. Okay, because the reason why I don't like this guy is because these niggas, him and all of my other group of friends, they just introduced this guy into our group chat. I don't know who this person is. Okay, so like, who is you to just be there? You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, who's the new nigga on the box? Like, who's this guy? And I was just trying to like intimidate him, but like I didn't like him because I just don't like the fact that he was just there. And then after that, we just started to talk. And then on top of that, we were born the same day, right?
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was
so you thought you were getting replaced or some shit?
No.
Everybody went to his birthday party instead of mine.
Oh shit!
Keep in mind, I don't know who this guy is, but they know me longer than him. So automatically in my head, I'm like, oh, yo, these guys are
what's going on? Yeah.
It's like, yo.
Yo, you say you're a fucking jack of all trades and master of none before I smack the shit out of you.
Okay. I refer myself as a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So.